Hey guys, James here again from Replica Reviews. Now today we're doing a review on a pistol that in the real world is quite uncommon as such. It's quite nice to see a replica of it being made. Now this is made by Marushin. It is the FN Five-Seven, but it's under exclusive kind of licensing rights as such by Cybergun. So although it's a Marushin made pistol, Cybergun have obviously let them put all the trades on, so you do have a fully traded up gun. As you can see, it comes in a pretty plain box, and it's one that I've had for a while now, and I'll be honest, I haven't used it overly much, but we'll go into that in a second. So what we'll do is I'll just quickly set up on the high tripod behind us. We'll do a quick unboxing for those of you that want to know, what it comes in. The collectors out there I know often ask about packaging, that kind of thing, and then we'll move on to a full review of the pistol, and then we'll go out and shoot some plates. So let's crack on, get this thing out of the box, and yeah, show you this gun. Okay guys, so this is the box it comes in. Obviously being sort of Cybergun related, it does have all of your technical details on the front, but as I say, it is just a very, very generic brown box. And then you open it up, and that is literally what you get. So you get your box, you get the gun here, and there's a little Allen key tucked underneath. Obviously being a CO2 pistol, the stuff goes in the bottom of the magazine there, so you do need that little tightening Allen key. So what we'll do, grab this out of the box, and we'll crack on with the rest of the review. Okay, so the first thing you will notice when you pick this gun out of the box is quite, it's a bit of a weird feeling. Now this one is completely made of plastic. If we take the magazine out, everything that you now see is plastic. So it's a very, very light pistol, and it can be quite disconcerting. The magazine itself is enormous. Obviously you can see it's got all the markings there if it was a real steel mag, but it weighs a ton. This is where all the weight is. Now this, as I say, it's a full polymer construction, blowback pistol, as you can see there, and the barrel comes in a quite a nice kind of polished finish. Now, control-wise, it's quite limited for sort of the ambidextrous shooters out there. Magazine release catches on this side, so is the slide release, and you do have your safety catch up front here. Now the only thing on this side that is replicated is obviously just the safety catch. So if you are a lefty, you are going to be able to operate the safety catch, but that is going to be about it. Now, as I say, in the real world, there's quite an enigma of a pistol as such. Now, it does take a pretty peculiar round. It's actually a rifle-sized cartridge, so that's why the grip is so large, and it is quite a big gun to hold. So it's not going to be a looker. Now, one thing that I did notice with this pistol is the slide, and basically the top action is really, really high. When you pick it up and you push it out in front of you, if you're used to your Glocks, your SIGs, etc., you're going to actually be looking pretty much about here on the slide, because this protrudes quite a way up from your hands. And that does take some getting used to, but it's like with anything, it's easy enough to do. As I said, this is a licensed gun by Cybergun, so obviously they've got the rights to FN Herstal's markings, so you do get your FN Herstal Belgium on the side here. You get the little sort of the FN logo on the side, and then you get a couple of bits on this side as well. It's not as good, I don't think, detail-wise as the FN Five-Seven, which we've reviewed recently. But, it's still a nicely made gun, nevertheless. Again, I highlighted this with the FNX. It does actually have the real caliber printed on the side rather than 6mm, which, again, I really, really like. This one here is a single action only trigger, so obviously you do have to cock it the first time. So if you pick it up and just try and shoot it, it doesn't work. Cock the gun, then you can shoot, and obviously the blowback then just cycles the slide around as it goes. Now, one thing I did kind of I haven't given the gun credit for is the sights. Now the sights are adjustable on the rear. You can do elevation and windage, and it's dotted as well. So as you can see there, you can look straight down the sights, and they're there for you to see. And it's, as I say, when you hold it in your pistol, it's a very, very tall gun. So what we'll do is we'll just move on, and we'll go outside, load up a magazine, and yeah, let's get shooting some plates. Okay guys, so I am out on our pistol range. You can see the plates up behind me there. I've got 22 rounds all bombed up and ready to go in the magazine. We're just going to do a bit of plate shooting, just do a bit of target acquisition and whatnot. So I'm going to move around to the correct side of the bench here, and let's crack on and shoot some steel. Okay. Okay guys, so as you can see, actually in the chamber there was only one stuck, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put the magazine back in, and just, I really don't like that, and we're just going to try and shoot the rest of the mag. Okay guys, so we've got another blockage. Take two. As you may have seen there, we keep having blockages, so we'll load up the magazine like so. Ooh, didn't do it that time. First shot hit. Second shot, chamber's empty, but it hasn't actually cycled, so we'll just put one in. Shot hit. Okay, now it's worth noticing that little blast at the end there, they all went down range. Obviously I wasn't really aiming at that point. So I'll load up another magazine and yeah, we'll give it another try, see what's going on. Okay guys, let's see we're back with another 22 rounds. This is the second magazine I've ever put through this. As you've just seen, we had a couple of feeding problems. So what I'm going to do is just put the mag in, my fingers well away from any of the controls here. And it releases the slide. So we'll just shoot the plate and see what happens. Alright, so this is a bit of a weird one. What you may have noticed there was after the first shot, it's then not cycling back the slide to pick up the second, which is why I have to cock it. After doing that a few times, I then noticed two coming out, so obviously double feeding. Then stopped at the end, and you can see me just firing, and every single one of those rounds just went down and hit the target. Now one thing I have noticed is every time we put the magazine in, he says, it doesn't do it. As you've seen, when I've been putting the magazine in, the slide has been releasing forward, even though I haven't actually had my hands anywhere near the controls, which is a little bit concerning. Obviously, if you're putting the magazine in, you're going to be ready to fire anyway. But I like to actually be the one that brings the slide forward myself. So that was a little bit weird. I am going to do a little bit more testing with this pistol. We'll do a follow-up video as and when sort of time allows. And we'll just see if time just kind of breaks it in, whether there's just things that haven't quite worked in. It's also worth noting, I know a lot of you are probably going to say, you know, CO2 gas cool and all the rest of it. It's currently 26 degrees here in the UK, which may not sound a lot to you guys over in the States and whatnot, but for here this is pretty warm. So if it's going to perform, it should be performing in this temperature. So yeah, a bit of a mixed review. As I say, it's plastic construction, so in the hand it feels a little bit weird. And yeah, we do have a couple of issues off the bat there with cycling. So as I say, we'll do a follow-up video. Until then, you've got any questions, any comments, or anything that you think it might be, feel free to put them in the box below. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Twitter's brand new, so I'm still working that out. But Facebook got quite a good community there. I'll put loads of pictures up of this, and we'll put links to new reviews and videos and things. So if you want to follow us, feel free to check us out on those. If not, you just want to hit subscribe down below. You can follow all our latest videos, just without any of the news or jargon or any of that rubbish. So feel free, obviously, to give us a subscribe if you want to, and obviously any questions, just put them in the box below, as I say. But until our next video, guys, thanks for watching our first kind of initial review of the FN Five-Seven. Obviously it's a Marushin gun made by Cybergun. And until our next video, guys, take care.